So Boris on board Sea Explorer Yacht Club de Monaco will be crossing the equator today. He's made it through the doldrums and quite a tricky part of the race, and now he'll be sailing pretty south, almost directly along this route here, and looking to figure out the best way to get to Cape Town. But he'll have some nice South Atlantic trade winds blowing from the southeast today. But here we have some routings from this morning. We can see that there's quite a bit of difference between them. And we might just have a look at some of the strategies and why there might be these differences between them. So here's the Gfs model, and we've just done a slight pivot on each of them. So this silver one in the middle is kind of the fastest route, and then you have this blue one over here, which has been adjusted to sail a more northern route, and this green one to the south, which is looking at a more southwestern route. And we can see that they all arrive within 8 hours of each other, so it's pretty similar timing. So in terms of strategy, this is quite big differences. So we're just gonna have a quick look at why that might be. So this here circled is the expected position of each of the routings on next Tuesday. We can see this is kind of the maximum area, the maximum sort of gauge between the two, between all these routings. So I'll have a look at the synoptic chart there, what that might be. So here we can see we've got a small low pressure sat there, and we've also got the St. Helena high over here. And we also have another high pressure right over here as well. So if we think about how the wind will rotate, so up here it's going around like this, around this side it's going around here, and in the low it will be rotating the other direction, so like this. So what these two routings are trying to do here is they're trying to stick with this low and to try and sail a shorter and hopefully faster route in this low, while this green routing is trying to sail around the outside of all of this, around this side of this high pressure. This high pressure will merge in this direction, and it can then follow this route to the south and sail in the good downwind conditions. But what actually causes these lows to form like this in between two high pressures? So if we see here, we can see some lines in the isobars just there marking kind of a bit of a difference in air masses. And what this is called is the South Atlantic Convergence zone. So it's where it's meeting of two air masses, one coming up here and one coming down here. So if you think this is close to the equator, so this will be warm air, and this from the south will be the cold air. So this meeting is what's causing this this genesis of these low pressures like this. This one's not particularly well developed, which is why this it's quite unclear which is the best route. But you can see it a little bit clearer if we switch on the temperature on windy.com. You can see you've got this warmer red air meeting with this green and yellow air from the south. Usually it's more from this sort of direction that the air masses are meeting, and that causes this line, and it's effectively a semi-permanent cold front. And along here you have small lows developing. So this is 24 hours before we saw that position in the routing. So this is roughly the time where we see this small development of the low occurring, which is somewhere around here. Once they're created, they move down the semi-permanent cold front and towards Cape Town. But as you can see, quite a complicated situation for the fleet, and there's going to be some big decisions ahead.